The first chance to see a debate between candidates in the race for Buffalo mayor came and went without the incumbent. Mayor Brown is running for a 5th term in City Hall. He faces a primary challenge from Le'Candice Durham and India Walton. There are no other candidates in any other party, so the winner of the primary is essentially assured to win. Jeff Rusak reports on tonight's mayoral debate where the mayor did not show up.
Thursday night, we got some insight on who may be the next mayor of the city of Buffalo. 2 of the 3 candidates participated in the League of Women Voters Democratic Primary Forum. Absent was current Mayor Byron Brown. Due to technical difficulties, the Zoom forum was kept short, but the 2 candidates did share their opinions on how to make Buffalo safer from gun violence.
I want to be able to provide those resources such as jobs, schooling, education.
India Walton looks to mirror programs in Stockton, California.
People who are involved in gun violence are identified, they are paired with mentorship, they are given a life map, and as they reach milestones, they're giving financial incentives, and that has reduced gun violence in Stockton, California by almost 30%.
When it comes to poverty in the city, both say a good place to start is having people who work for the city live in the city.
Folks who are not invested in the Buffalo community, they come and they get their checks and they drive it out to the suburbs at the end of the day.
If we start turning a lot of these vacant lots into some affordable homes, we'll be able to push and bring city employees back into the city of Buffalo.
Mayor Brown's campaign released this statement explaining his absence from the forum. Mayor Brown has always been forthcoming and transparent on where he stands on every issue, ensuring that the public can fairly and objectively decide for themselves who best represents all of the members of our community. Jeff Rusak, 7 Eyewitness News.
Well, this race comes at a time when a large percentage of people in Buffalo are struggling compared to the rest of the nation. A study of 2019 census data show a poverty rate of almost 29%. That is 18th highest in the country, 5th highest for cities of more than 100,000 people. Child poverty at more than 43%. And the Queen City lost more than 2% of its population between 2010 and 2019. Mayor Brown hopes to become the first person to win a 5th term as Buffalo mayor. 4 years ago, he got 51% of the vote in a 3-way primary. But recent history has shown that even longtime incumbents can be vulnerable in primary races.
We've seen a lot recently. Elliot Engel, the congressman from Westchester, is a really good example. A guy who'd risen sort of high in the ranks and lost the Democratic primary last year to an up-and-coming Democratic socialist.
This also happened in the Bronx in 2018. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez upset 10-term Congressman Joe Crowley in the Democratic primary. She is now in her 2nd term in Congress.